the end of Chapter 1, something incredible happened. The Visitor, along with the rest of the 7, dropped a meteor on the 0 point in an attempt to stop it from destroying the Fortnite island. But something went wrong, and the 0 point transformed itself into a black hole, which began to suck everything in. This was the end of the first iteration of the Fortnite universe, but it wasn't the end of Fortnite as a whole. From the destruction of one universe came the birth of another, as the black hole left behind from the event exploded into a brand new world, a brand new universe, and a brand new Chapter 2 island. On this new island, for the most part, everything was new. There were new characters and new locations, and a new storyline was already beginning. In the opening Fortnite Chapter 2 cinematic cutscene, we are introduced to 4 brand new characters: Turk, Journey, 8-Ball, and Ripley. Unlike most of the characters who arrive on the Fortnite island, these 4, a group known as Ego, seem to have crash-landed in an airplane as opposed to the usual battle bus. The story of Chapter 2 Season 1 was told a little differently in comparison to the usual storyline that Epic likes to employ. While previous stories have been told through subtle and sometimes dramatic changes to the map itself, Season 1's story was told purely through the loading screens that were released to players over the course of the season. Life on Chapter 2 Island seemed innocuous and fun at first, and that was reflected in the first loading screen. It was a time to be enjoyed through exploration with no real worry about potential conflicts. But that changed very quickly as the storyline evolved to tell a darker tale. By week 3, Alter had made their presence known by shifting weapons and dangerous hardware to nefarious figures. While we were all exploring and having fun, Alter had been getting set up on the island, doing strange experiments with remnants of the 0 point energy and slurp juice to merge Eagles and Alters together or resurrect people. With the Chaos Agent working in the shadows to pull the strings. Alter may have been making their own moves in the shadows, but Ego had a secret operative that was making his own plans. A ghost who was setting up an agency to resist the threat of Alter. So, began Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2, the battle between Ego's Ghost faction and Alter's Shadow. In Chapter 2 Season 2, Fortnite knew Apollo Island was finally set to see some major changes. Ego were ready to make their own presence known, and so their Ghost faction set up a massive base on the central point of the Battle Royale island, the Agency. Not wanting to be outdone, Shadow took some territory of their own, claiming the Grotto and the Rig as bases of their operations. Many of the characters that we have gotten to know over the course of the Fortnite storyline, such as Lynx and Peely and the Bushranger, were activated as Ego Ghost agents. But at the head of that organization, Midas. A man with the ability to change anything he touches into gold for the most part, he's still a mysterious figure even now. While he does control the forces of Ghosts under his primary base of the Agency completely hidden from view, he also had the headpieces of many previous Fortnite skins, and he had turned them all to solid gold and placed them in a trophy cabinet on full display. Could he have been the true villain all along, considering Chaos's agent's head was also displayed here? Over the course of this season, Midas was busy at work enacting a secret plan behind closed doors. It seemed as if the battle between Ego and Alter, Ghost and Shadow was only a front so that Midas could get himself set up on a central part of the island to battle against his true enemy, the storm itself. As the season progressed and players found themselves battling against henchmen from both Ghost and Shadow in different locations, subtle changes were taking place at the agency. Midas had placed down a series of pipes outside of the agency building itself, and in Midas' office, the construction of a device was slowly being constructed. Was this device destined to doom the new Fortnite island? Or was it designed to utilize the Slurp Juice resurrection technology that the Chaos Agent had pioneered in the first season? The truth couldn't have been further from either of those fan theories. After what felt like forever, the device event was finally here, and Midas' master plan could finally be put into effect. But unknown to all of us at the time, Midas was not working to try and destroy the Fortnite island, and he wasn't trying to bring anyone back to life either. While all the signs had been pointing to Midas being a selfish and evil person, the truth was so much more bizarre. He was in fact a hero, and he was trying to end the storm for good. The event began. The hatches around the agency popped open, and 5 giant poles began to ascend from below the water that surrounded the agency. But that wasn't all, as the agency itself then exploded to reveal a space beneath. This was where the device was hidden, and it also ascended up to become visible. The device activated, and the world started to shudder and shake. The storm became more volatile as the device pulsed with power. Clouds swirled and players themselves lifted into the air as the orb's energy linked up with the towers that had risen from the water. The energy lanced out from the pylons and attacked the storm itself, successfully pushing it back away. But this only angered the storm and transformed things into a bit of a tug-of-war between the device and the storm. For a while, it looked as if the storm was going to be victorious in this showdown. But not before long, the device powered back up and seemed to shunt the storm once and for all, only for it to return. But this time, the storm wasn't just a storm. It was a giant tidal wave.
No, everything is not stable over here. We are Janice, dial the resonance actuator to 7.2. Now, please, yes, right now.
I'm on it.
Wait, hold on. It's not just a storm. What does that mean?
Throughout all of this, something else very odd occurred. So the players in the event had been transported to somewhere new, somewhere we had never seen before, an office, the office of Jonesy, that we had never seen before, Agent Jonesy. Before we had so much of a chance to react to this new situation, we were snapped back to Apollo. Only now the storm was gone. Something had changed. The storm was not just a storm, it had become a massive wall of water that was closing in on the island just like the storm would. We were left here for a few moments, confused, at a loss for what this could mean for the future of Fortnite. But the confusion had only just began. The device had one more teleportation in store, and we were flung back through space and time right back into Agent Jonesy's office. And this time, we were able to meet the man himself. Agent Jonesy walked back into the office and acted as if his understanding of the universe had been blown apart by our presence, as if we were never meant to be there in the first place. Many theories have arisen from what Jonesy said during that cutscene. He talked about something called the loop, and he revealed the storm was not just a storm. We've heard about the loop in Fortnite before. At the tail end of Season X, the visitors spoke about the time loop in their tapes and spoke of another mysterious organization who were watching it all. Could this second mysterious organization be the group that Jonesy works for? We can't know for sure yet, only that they're monitoring things on the new island and they clearly know about the loop. We also know that the flood caused by the storm has brought chaos and havoc to Season 3 of Fortnite. Back on the island, almost everything that used to be there has now been washed away by the floodwaters. In the trailer for Season 3, we start on a dejected Midas, floating on a piece of driftwood now that his master plan to defeat the storm has been drowned under a torrent of water. And then he's attacked by a shark that Meowscles is writing a Left 4 Dead as an act of revenge for Midas taking out Lynx in Season Chapter 2. The trailer reveals so much more though. The island may be flooded, but the battle between Ego and Alter, Ghost and Shadow is still raging. Shadow seems to have a new leader at the helm, Jules the engineer, a master scientist who also was seen in a picture on Midas' desk in Season 2. The agency base has been rebuilt, and only now it's darker in theme and has been dubbed the Authority. Ghosts have been booted out of their compound and are now making their last stand in Fortilla. But there is no guarantee that they're going to be able to survive the rest of the season on their rickety makeshift agency. Not unless their leader Midas returns. At the moment, the true fate of Midas is unknown, but many Fortnite fans believe that the Golden God is still alive and kicking. A small boat exists near Sweaty Sands, barely even noticeable amongst all the other stuff in the area. But if you do notice it, you'll probably also notice the ghost banner and the small bits of gold. Could Midas be out here in the ocean, still plotting his revenge? At the beginning of Fortnite Season 3, there's still a lot we really don't know about, and speculation about the future of the storyline is running rife throughout the community. Some believe that the current Fortnite map is a part of a simulation, which is being looped over and over again, and that somehow the device allowed Midas to actually visit the real world and interact with the real Jonassy during the event. Others believe that the new Fortnite Island is a result of two dimensions being smashed together at the end of the Season X, a theory supported by the visitor dialogue. There was one more piece of the Season 3 puzzle that isn't quite adding up yet, and that's the emergence of new rifts on the new Fortnite Island. All throughout Chapter 1, the rifts that acted as a gateway through time and dimensions were a symbol of instability in the Fortnite universe. Instability caused by 0 Point Energy and Kevin. These rifts are currently shooting Marauders, a new class of AI enemy, and special capsules down into the map. We currently know nothing about these Marauders or what they want, but their presence on the island alone might suggest that Midas' device has done far more damage than we ever could.